We're here with Jeff Pilson with Foreigner. Thank you so much for taking the time to be with us. I know you guys were really busy, so tell us how the tour's going so far.
It's been going great. You know, we're crossing the country as we usually do, and everything's been going wonderful.
Very good. So I hear you're from Lake Forest, Illinois. How was that? How is it there?
Well, I was born there. We actually didn't live there.
You didn't live there. You were born there.
It was wonderful. I love.
So where did you grow up? Where did you grow up?
That's a tough question. I'm kind of a mutt. I mean, yes, I was born in Chicago.
Yeah.
But then moved to New York for a couple years.
Oh, okay.
And then lived in the Midwest in Milwaukee, Wisconsin until I was a teenager, and then moved to a little town in southwest Washington called Longview, Washington, and that's where I went to high school. And then I went to college at the University of Washington, and then I've been a mutt on the West Coast ever since, San Francisco.
So all
LA.
This traveling that you've done, have you ever been to a lot of fairs? And, you know, do you like
Fair is my middle name.
Do you like the animals? Have you ever milked
sure.
a cow?
Never milked a cow, but I do have an uncle with he's gone, rest his soul. But we had an uncle who had a huge farm in Iowa. So yeah, I grew up around farms. I'm familiar.
So you're
with
familiar with that?
I am.
That's
good.
That
That's smell
good.
in the air is familiar.
So you like that smell? Because a lot of people hate it. But some
I didn't
people
say I
love
liked it. I said it's familiar. You know.
That's so.
I like it especially when it combines like with corn dogs. You can hear that, you know, the wafting combines. It's very interesting.
I know, it's kind of weird, but we love it. Like, and that's what makes the fairs exciting.
I guess so.
So we hear you've been doing a lot of acting. You've done some acting. You were in
one movie. That doesn't qualify as a lot,
well,
but you know.
You've met a lot of people. And
I have met a lot of people. No, I was very fortunate to do one movie. This was several years ago. A movie called Rockstar.
Yes.
And actually, it wasn't much of a stretch because I was just playing myself. I was playing an 80s decadent rock musician, which is essentially what I was back then.
Exactly.
And but it was a great experience. You know, I still see that movie a lot on cable and stuff, and still get a lot of email about it. So it was a great experience. The director was a wonderful guy. The other band members were great. And actually, ultimately, that led to me being in Foreigner. Because in the movie with me was a guy, Jason Bonham, who was the drummer that helped Mick Jones reform Foreigner in 2004, and then they just called me up, and it just kind of fit together naturally, and it went from there. But yeah, so a good experience all the way around.
See, I like that backstory on how it led
like
to
how
this.
I tied it all in.
Exactly. Thank you. I love that. So, could you tell us? I just want to know
what love is. No.
Yes, tell us. What is love? I want to know.
Listen to the song tonight, and we'll tell you.
No, I want to hear it from you.
I don't have much to offer on that. But anyway, no. What were you going to ask?
That was it. I swear to God, that was it.
No. Oh, that's why you laughed.
That's why.
Because you really want to know what love is.
I want to know what love is.
You know what love is? Love is the feeling of connection and communication that you get with other beings on this planet, whether they be relatives or not. But it's the connection we all have as human beings that takes us to a higher spiritual place.
That's really sweet. I love that serious side to you. That was nice.
Thank you. That was very heartfelt.
No, I know. That was a tear. Yeah. So I also want to know, you've done a lot of renditions with the old songs. How has that been with the demographic that grew up with the original Foreigner?
Oh, they seem to love it as well, which is great. Yeah, you know, the great thing about Foreigner, probably the greatest thing about Foreigner, is how universal the music is. It really appeals across the board. Little kids love it. My 8-year-old loves it. And then people 88 years old love it. You know, it's really universal music. It seems to really, it just has that thing about it where it crosses all you know, genres and everything. So our audiences are tremendously gracious, and they've been wonderful to us about everything that we've done. And so I couldn't be more fortunate being in a position.
Feel the love.
We do feel the love.
The love. So what about with the new demographic, the new audience? I know you guys were in Glee Project. You did have a song come out. How did that go about?
Well, how did it go?
I mean, did they contact you?
Oh,
man? I mean,
well, they contact the person who was in charge of the band, in charge of the band's publishing.
Yes.
And they contacted her, and she said yes, and so they went forward with it. And you know what's funny is, because of things like Guitar Hero and Rock Band, we have been finding, and Glee, we've
Yeah.
been finding more and more and more young kids at our shows. And now we got this
yeah.
Rock of Ages movie, which we have
Yes.
more songs in it than anybody
Yeah.
else. And that Magic Mike movie, Feels Like the First Time is the end.
I just saw that.
Did you?
Yeah,
and
I
you see
did.
Feels Like the First Time at the end of the movie? That
Yes,
was us doing
I
that.
know.
So
It was a great movie.
so there is like a whole and I know that's not why you went to the movie, but right. But we're finding a lot of young people are into the band now and seem to come to the shows and know all the words, which is pretty amazing for a band our age.
Yeah. Did you watch Magic Mike?
No, I have not seen it.
Oh, come on. Yeah.
I
You
haven't
seen it?
I just yeah.
Would you see it? Just because your song, the songs are in there.
I mean, I wouldn't go to a theater and pay for it, but I mean,
Yeah.
my wife will probably want to watch it, so I'll probably sit there and make sure she's okay.
Well, Jeff, thank you for your time.
Oh, thank you,
We
guys.
want to, we understand you're busy and you have other things that you have a show coming up right now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Jeff.
All right, guys.
Thank you so much. That
Nice
was
meeting
awesome.
you all.